All right, so in this is week 13, section 1, Swyk 1. We're focusing on switching between two unit systems of measuring the interior angle of a circle. You're more commonly used to dealing with degrees, knowing that there's 360 degrees in a circle. But there's another measurement system called radians. And we can look at pi radians being equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, 2 pi radians would be equal to 360 degrees. This system of measurement, and we will more commonly refer to the pi radians equals 180 degrees, you'll see that in a lot of our examples, helps us understand the conversion between them. So this Swyk, we're going to be doing a lot of converting back and forth between them. All right, so we start with degrees. How do I change something from degrees, like 240 degrees, which that's more than half a circle, half of a circle. Well, we multiply using the same type of strategy you would do in chemistry, the factor label method. And, this is over 1. The degree units cancel out, that kind of thing, and you're left with 240 pi over 180. Of course, we're going to reduce that. You ain't going to leave it like that. Okay? One of the things, when you see something that's both multiplied on the top and the bottom by 10, the first thing I do is I divide the top and the bottom by 10. Don't say cancel out the zeros, because the next thing you know, somebody's going to be like, oh, cancel out the 2s. Okay? That's not what we're doing. We're dividing the top and bottom by 10. Now, if you divide the top and bottom by 2, that's a different story. In fact, here we're dividing by 3. You can see I divided the top and the bottom by 3. And then at the very end, I divided them by 2 to get to the final answer. Now, if you know how to go from 240 and 180 down to 4 and 3, let's say you knew 60 went into both of them, go for it. But if you don't, take it a step at a time until you get there. Okay? So, let's do a couple more here. We got 315 degrees over 1. The degree units cancel. 315 pi over 180. Of course, you can't divide by 10 this time, but you can divide by 5. And if you do divide by 5, you will get 63 and 36. And then, of course, I divided by 3. And then I divided by 3 again to get 7 pi over 4. So I did 5, 3, and 3. If you knew 45 went into both of them, you could have done that. You could have saved yourself the trouble and went straight to the end. If you don't, then just go one step at a time. Think of what if you didn't see 5 right away, maybe you do 3 right away. You check. Obviously, if they're even, you could always do it too. So in this particular example with 30 degrees, yes, the pi or the degree units cancel. And then you can look at it, 30 over 180. Yes, of course, I divided by 10 on the top and the bottom. That's how I got 3 pi over 18. And then divided by 3 to get my final answer, pi over 6. In future lessons, we will be looking at the circle in radians, not degree, and teaching you about the unit circle. But for now, we're just deciding or trying to figure out how to convert. Now, what if you're going from radians back to degree? Well, then, you multiply by 180 over pi, right? Instead of pi over 180. This time, the pi's will cancel, the radians will cancel, and that leaves me 180. I should say negative 180 over 6. And then I just reduce that. 6 goes into negative 180 and negative 30 times. If you didn't know that, you could have started out with 2 and said, oh, that's negative 90 over 3, and then done your 3 and gotten down to your answer. But that was a much easier one. Negative pi over 3, okay? Once again, multiplying by 180 over pi. The pi's and the radians cancel, and I get negative 180 over 3, which is negative 60. Negative 3 pi over 2. Okay, do the same thing. 180 over pi. Pi's and radians cancel. Negative 3 times 180 over 2. Well, the first thing I did was I divided 2 into 180, and that became a 90. So now I have negative 3 times 90, and that gets me negative 270 degrees. It just so happens these ones that we're doing right here are negative. Sorry, I picked the same type of problem on these. I didn't mean to do that. They could just as easily be positive. Okay, so I think that's enough for this, and we'll do more of this kind of stuff in the next Swyk. See ya. Bye.